My revenge on my cheating ex-girlfriend. When I was at uni, I started dating this guy. At first, he was terrific. He was dedicated to his studies, was fun to be around, attentive, always surprised me with things, worked hard at his job, etc. Then, bit by bit, things unraveled. He started skipping classes. Then he barely bothered to go at all. Worse still, he never helped around the house. I never washed up, cleaned up, or did laundry, nothing. He was even fired from his job for too many no-shows. All he wanted to do was sit at home and play Xbox or browse the message boards and forums. This was in the days before social media when dinosaurs roamed the earth. This left me picking up extra shifts, sometimes double and triple, all while attending class and studying. I later learned that this was a pattern for him. He'd be dedicated to whatever he set his heart on, but then get bored and fall back into old bad habits. Then he'd find a new passion and rinse and repeat. I knew I should have ended the relationship much sooner, but I held out hope that he would snap out of it, that maybe it was just exam stress getting to him. I desperately wanted things to go back to how they were, but it was not meant to be. I caught him cheating and threw him out. I was so stressed with everything that it wasn't until the next day that our joint savings account crossed my mind. There was a little over $5,000 in there and bar a few hundred from him. The rest was money I had saved. I checked the account, and it was all gone. My ex had cleaned out the account and moved into a new flat with his side chick. I called the bank. There was nothing they could do. He was authorized on the account. I contacted the police, and they told me they could do nothing since it was a joint account, so nothing criminal happened. They suggested taking it to civil court, but said I'd probably spend more money than I got back in legal fees, so it likely wasn't worth it. My ex had stolen $5,000, and there was nothing I could do about it. I felt like such an idiot. I got even angrier when I saw his posts on various forums boasting about his new game consoles, games, TVs, and gadgets, all bought with my money. I'm not usually a vengeful person. Petty on occasion, sure, but I've never wanted to exact revenge as much as I did right then, and I knew just how to do it. While I was a student, I tried every summer to help pay for my studies. One such job had been for a debt collection agency. The work was as shitty as you can imagine, but it paid well and it was only for a few months. My ex had been dodging debt for many years and was very proud. He was also proud that his debt was nearly statute barred and hadn't paid a penny. For those of you who don't know, in the UK, creditors have about 6 years to collect a debt, and then it becomes statute barred. That means the money is still owed, but creditors have no legal way to enforce payment, such as using bailiffs. My ex was a few months away from reaching statute-barred status. However, many people don't know that paying that debt resets the clock. If you spend any amount, then that 6 years starts from scratch. Previously, I had used my insider knowledge to help him dodge the debt. Now, I would use it to hit him where it hurt. By the end of our relationship, I was handling everything, including his debts. I had the paperwork, so I knew who he owed and how much. I called his creditors up. I was honest and said I was a friend calling to make a payment on his behalf. I didn't pretend to be him because that would be a significant legal no-no. They weren't allowed to disclose any details but could take payment. I paid the minimum I could on each debt, about $1 on most. But one had a minimum payment of $150. It was the best $850 I have ever spent. I also gave them his new address, contact details, and parents' address. Having worked in the biz, I knew they would keep the address the same since I wasn't the account holder, but they would note it. They had various systems where they could search for his name against that address and see if anything came up. If they got a hit, they'd change the address. The trap was set. All I had to do was wait. A few months he was rolled by. Then it happened. His posts on the forums went from boasting about his new gaming PC to panicking about a court date. He called me and begged for advice. I told him to F off. Seeing I wouldn't help, he asked for advice in the forums. One of his online friends told him not to turn up to court. That way they wouldn't be able to prosecute without him. It was terrible advice that was 100% untrue. Not showing up is one of the worst things you can do, especially in civil court. This was getting better and better. The court date came and went. My ex, naturally, didn't go. A few weeks later, my ex posted photos of his empty flat. Bailiffs had cleaned him out and taken every last one of his shiny new gadgets and toys. On top of that, he ended up with several CCJs, county court judgments. These are a big deal and can seriously damage your credit history, making it hard to get bank accounts outside of basic ones and nearly impossible to get credit, including getting a mortgage. It can also make it hard to rent a place, since many landlords don't like renting to people with CCJs as they're considered high risk. He also won't be able to find jobs in the financial sector. Now that he was broke and didn't have nice things, his side chick left him. I never got my 5,000 swords back, but seeing everything he bought with his ill-gotten gains taken away felt good. I hope that 5,000 frays was worth it. For anyone wondering how a student accrued 6 years of debt, he started at the university I attended when he was 25. He had initially gone to a different university at 18, but dropped out at 19 and entered the world of work. Then he convinced his parents to fund a business degree. He wanted to become an entrepreneur. And for anyone worried about the age gap, I deferred my uni start date by a few years so I could travel. I was 22 when we started dating. He was 26. Here are some comments that might be interesting. I clicked this, wondering how far revenge can go with just 856, and this delivers. Also, I cannot believe he had the gall to ask you for help after he stole thousands from you. Your response is gold after reading so many Reddit posts where the OOP folds after being treated like garbage by their family OXSOs. Comment 2. I love this story. An ex of mine did something similar and left me with 5Ks in credit card debt. This was over 15 years ago. I was young and stupid and had given him the secondary card on my account. I'd bought him a lovely bicycle while we were together, but after the breakup, he still needed to collect it from my place. I gave it away. He threatened to call the cops on me for stealing his bike, but the purchase was on my credit card and the receipt was in my name, so he couldn't do shit. It was petty AF and certainly didn't help me pay off the credit card debt, but fuck, it felt good. Comment 3. Oh man, as a former debt collection agent, this was absolutely genius. Spot on. Also, extra points might need to be fixed for his business degree. I mean, assuming he ever completed it. Many high managerial positions suggest taking credit checks, and CCJs discount you a lot of the time. And he's dismissed from working in finance. Also, maybe you spoke to me? I did get a call from a woman who did just this. She called and advised she was calling to make a payment because her ex, the account holder, had cheated. I was just training then and thought, okay, weird. But then I spoke to my supervisor about it, and he laughed and told me what she had done, reset his statue-barred counter. Comment 4. Okay, look, I'm going to say this because I don't want to see you beating yourself up about this. We are all entitled to one major mistake. He was yours. You were young and hadn't known he'd end up doing this. And you acted with the best intentions while you were with him. I want to remind you not to make you angry because you know where to hurt people. Congratulations on this excellent revenge. Vengeance? I'm sorry you never got your 5K pounds back, but you will go a lot further in life than that asshole. Comment 5. Okay, look. I'm going to say this because I don't want to see you beating yourself up about this. We are all entitled to one major mistake. He was yours. You were young and hadn't known he'd end up doing this, and you acted with the best intentions while you were with him. I want to remind you not to make you angry because you know where to hurt people. Congratulations on this excellent revenge. Vengeance? I'm sorry you never got your 5K pounds back, but you will go a lot further in life than that asshole. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more. We will see us again tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, night, or whatever you currently have. Remember to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Love y'all.